Hi, everyone. So welcome to Math 115. I'll be your instructor. My name's Professor McLaughlin, and I'm on the Canvas site for our course under Home. So if you click on Home, we'll take you to the home page. Okay, so I first tell you to start watching, click on here. If you click on this, it will take you to the video you're watching right now. Okay, so this is a face-to-face class, which means you're expected to attend class in person during the scheduled class meeting times. But in order to participate in the class, you're going to need to have access to a device with a camera that can connect to the internet. Smartphone's fine. Actually, in our classroom, there's going to be computers, so you can just use those. This class is going to be taught as a flipped class. And what that means is instead of me lecturing for the full 2 hours, you're going to be actually engaging with the material for most of the time. So each of the class meetings, they'll consist of either a lecture period or a quiz period. So during the lecture period, you'll have 24 hours to work on a set of lecture questions that I post. And they'll be available 24 hours before the beginning of each scheduled class meeting time. So for example, our first lecture period will be available on Sunday, August 13th, because that's the day before our lecture starts at 10:15 a.m. and will end on Monday at 12:20. So it will end at the end of the scheduled class meeting time. So during the lecture period, you can earn extra credit points by posting correct answers to the lecture questions that I post. And during our class meeting time, I'll be answering questions and going over the solutions of the questions. And I'm going to be sending the class numerous emails each week, so make sure you check your emails on a regular basis. Okay, so going down here, here's all the different ways you can contact me. So how to contact the professor. And you can see you can email me. You can post a question, ask a professor, or you can come to my office hours. Okay, and also down here, how I communicate with students. Well, I'll communicate with students, emails, discussions, scheduled class meeting times, feedback, ask professor, office hours. Okay, so let's go over the syllabus here briefly. So click on the syllabus link right here. Okay, so here's our class information. We're meeting Monday, Wednesday, 10:15 a.m. to 12:20 p.m. Okay, so went over that stuff already. So textbooks. So for this course is zero cost, which means everything will be provided on Canvas for free, so you don't have to buy anything. Course description, this is an intro stats class, so you can read that description yourself. Again, course modality, I kind of went over already. So it's a face-to-face class being taught as a flipped class. Again, that means you're going to be participating for most of the class meeting time, and I'll be answering questions and going over solutions during our class meeting time. Okay, let's see. And again, our first lecture period will be available on Sunday, August 13th. So you can start working on the questions then at 10:15 a.m. And then it'll finish on Monday at 12:20 p.m. Okay, so let's see. Attendance. Well, I need to attend each of the classes, and I'll be taking attendance on Canvas. So if you watch this video, it'll explain how you can sign in. I'll also be passing around a sign-in sheet during class, which you can sign. But if you do miss more than 2 classes, you may be dropped from the course. But don't assume that I'll drop you from class. So if you stop showing up, make sure you drop yourself. Okay, quizzes. There's going to be 13 quizzes in the course. And you can drop your lowest quiz score, so I'll take your best 12 quizzes. And it'll be a 1% penalty for every minute your quiz is late. and you're going to have 24 hours to work on each quiz. And during the quiz, you'll have to sign a contract stating you will not cheat during the quiz. And you should also look at the ABC academic honesty policy here. Okay. Assignments. So in addition to quizzes, there will also be assignments, which are like homework assignments or little mini projects, and you'll have about a week to work on each assignment. And you can drop your lowest assignment score, and it'll be a 10% penalty for every day your assignment is late. And here's the weights. So 50% of the grade will come from quizzes, the other 50% will come from assignments. And the grading policy is standard. Tutoring services. So if you need help, I'd suggest you first come to my office hours. But if you need additional help beyond that, go to Learning Center and work with the tutors. Course objectives, you can look at that. Study tips, you can look at that. So if you have a disability and you need an accommodation to participate in this class, let me know as soon as possible and we can work something out. Student resources, you can look at that. So here's our class schedule. So there's everything laid out. So you can see on day 1 up here, we'll be going over module 1. Day 2, module 1 again. Day 3, then you'll have your quiz and assignment due. And so forth. Everything's laid out for the whole semester, so the whole 30 days. So you can refer to this. So let's go back to the home page. So click on home up here. Okay, so we went over the syllabus briefly. So let's just talk about what you need to do on the first day of class. So you can access the course material by clicking on what to do each day of class. This takes you to the same schedule that was at the bottom of the syllabus. It's just easier to access here. And then you can see day 1 we're doing module 1, or over here on the navigation, on the left over here, you got different tabs. You can click on modules. And we're going to be doing module 1 the first week. So you're going to click on module 1. So let's do that. Upset. Yeah, just close this. So click on module 1. You can see at the top gives you the objectives of the module. Down below that, you have some lecture notes. You can click on that and read the lecture notes. And then below that, there's some optional practice for finding the LCM. So additional practice working on the problems. Then below that, you have a practice quiz. So if you click on the practice quiz, it takes you to a practice quiz here. And the practice quiz has 4 questions. First question is A, B, C, D, E, and F. So your actual quiz will be very similar to the practice quiz. So you need to make sure you understand the practice quiz before you take the actual quiz. And at the top up here, I have videos of me going over each of those questions. Okay. So below the practice quiz, you'll see practice submitting a quiz. So if you want to practice submitting a quiz before you take the actual quiz, you can practice by clicking on this and following the directions. Then you have how to participate during the lecture periods. So if you click on this, it'll take you to a video explaining how you can post your work. And then if you want to post your work so only I can see it, there's a way to do that also. If you click on this, there's a video you can watch. So essentially, you just put your work inside a Google Doc and share it so only I can see. Okay, so then below that, you have to you have what to do each day. So you see day 1. So the first thing you'll do is sign in. So click on that. You can see it's closed until August 13th. So, but when it is open, you just put your name in a text box and you say submit. So come back here. After you do that, you go to the student discussion. It'll be also locked right now, but it won't be, when you come here at August 13th after 10:15 a.m., you'll be able to see the the student discussion. Then you'll start working on the lecture 1, question 1, and lecture 1, question 2. And that's what you'd have to do for the first day, those 4 things. So let me just leave student view for a second. So suppose it's day 1. So you're going to click on lecture 1, question 1. So this is what it's going to look like. So I tell you what we're covering in the module up here, and when the quiz is and different information at the beginning here. Then I'll tell you to start watching this video. So you just click on it, start watching the video. And as you're watching the video, you're going to start working on this question right here. So when you're done with the question, so after you watch the video and you finish the question, you're going to post your answer to the, post your solution to the question here. So different ways you can do it. One way is you could just take, in this case, you just take this, copy it, and then post your answer. There's a reply button at the bottom. Don't use that one. Use the one on top. So you can then press reply and then paste the question. And you can put your answer beside each one. For the first one, continuous. And then you can put your other answers there. Continuous. And then put your other answers and so forth. And then post. Click post here and it'll post it. Say post reply. You see when you post, when you use your reply button at the top, it posts your answer below. That's the where it should be. Another way you could do it is click on these 3 dots here and say edit. You could write your answer on a piece of paper and then take a picture. So after you take the picture, then you're going to go insert and you're going to go upload image and click on the rocket. Then choose your image. Say it's this one. And it's going to, then you have alt text here. You're going to write solution 1, then put your name. So student name. And then below over here, you're going to say display link, text link. If you don't do that, it's going to embed your image and I'll see a bunch of pictures and it's going to be hard for me to keep track of. You'll see, I'll show you what I mean here. When I now upload it here, you can see it put a link to the picture. So I can just click on it then and look at your work. Then when you're done, you just press done here. Then I'll be able to see your work and then I can comment to your work. I'll write a comment below. And you can see here, if you post a correct answer, you'll get 2 points extra credit added to your first quiz score. And you can attempt the question as many times as you want within the time frame. It looks like I'm making it do the first 70 minutes of our first scheduled class meeting time. So if you post a correct answer before the first 70 minutes, and again, these questions will be available 24 hours before the class starts. So if you post the correct answer before the first 70 minutes of our first scheduled class meeting time, you'll get those 2 extra credit points added to your quiz score. And you can attempt it as many times as you want. So suppose you got part A wrong or something, I would say, okay, the rest of the questions look good, but part A isn't quite right, try it again. Then you can repost it and keep doing it until you get it correct. Okay, so that's how the lecture period will be run. Then during the class meeting time, I'll be answering your questions and I'll go over these solutions on the board too. You can ask me questions. Okay, so let's go back to the home page. Back to student view. Okay, so I think that's the main things then. So I'll see you guys then on the first day of class. It's going to be Monday, August 14th at 10:15 a.m. Okay, see you then.